Hey guys, what is up? Hope everybody has been having a great day. Happy to be back with my 50,000 subscriber special video featuring all 18 holes at Pacific Dunes. Once again, I want to thank you guys for getting us to 50,000. That truly is an amazing number. And if you guys enjoy the video, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, as once I hit 60,000, I'll do another special 18 hole video much like this one. So Pacific Dunes was, as I'm sure a lot of you guys who know the course might expect, extremely windy. So this was a very good challenge for me, and I'm sure you guys saw that first distance. I think it was like 170 yards or something like that. So that was the first three holes always start dead into the wind typically. So it was a nice little introduction of what I could expect all day. And that second shot was crazy. It cut through the wind so perfectly. It was right at the hole. I had no expectation that the ball would somehow go that far into that wind. For whatever reason, it spun super low, and it cut like a knife. And it went over the green, and I had a bit of a plug lie, so I kind of had to just try to splash out as best I could. And yeah, so it wasn't a very good spot to start out, and left the par putt short. So I'll knock that one in, start off with a 5. Just trying to get acclimated to the round, trying to get adjusted to everything that's going on, and try to figure out how to attack this course. And now, second hole, 1 over. Pretty good shot here. It stayed just short of that bunker. I was a little nervous it might roll in, but luckily the wind helped out and kind of kept the ball short of the bunker. So good tee shot there. And 138 yards left with a 8 iron. Once again, just trying to really knock it down, keep it under the wind, and just put a good swing on it. This one, you can actually see the wind moving the camera there, but this started off pretty good. Got a little bit higher than I wanted to, because 5,800 RPMs definitely doesn't do very well in the wind, so you got pulled a little bit, but still not a terrible shot. I got the distance right at the very least. This putt looked pretty good at first, then snapped a little bit right at the end and was a bit short. So I have about 3 feet left here to clean up my par. And knocked it in, so that was a really good 4 there. So I'm starting to feel pretty good, and now on the hole 3, par 5, another 2 iron, and sound up. And once again, I'm really trying to keep my spin under 4,500. And if I can get it under 4,000, that's even better, because that allowed to just slice through everything that's going on out there and kind of just keep the ball in play. And I have probably over 300 yards left here. And so all I could really do was just kind of scoot it up and play for a position. Hit a really good shot here, just turn it over a little bit. And you can see the spin rate at 28.89. So that's a lot more conducive for flighting the ball than 4,500 spin. So now 95 yards left with a 50-degree wedge. Can actually be pretty aggressive here. Use the wind as a bit of a backstop to help keep the ball from going over the green. So this is a pretty good shot. It started a bit right and started carving a little bit left, but wasn't the worst shot in the world. And yeah, look at this beautiful view. This is definitely one of the things that Pacific Dunes is very well known for. Just absolutely amazing views, and yeah, you can see that's Sheep Ranch all the way out in the distance there. So this is an absolutely massive property. I believe it's like 5 golf courses that are 18 holes and like some extra 9-hole golf courses. So it's definitely an insanely huge property, and it was a ton of fun playing. And I am very appreciative to Bandon Dunes for their hospitality and giving me the opportunity to enjoy these great courses. So on hole 4, par 4, sound up. And this was the first time I was really able to start turning on it with the driver, as the wind was now kind of from my right and downwind. So my caddy told me just to play it off the wind and let it pull left, because you could miss way left. And I hit that ball over 420 yards, but I still had 430 yards left because I was so far offline. But it was all ocean to the right of the green, or the fairway rather, and you have a ton of room left. And so I just made sure to miss left. There was no real reason to try to hit the fairway itself. Another really great view. That is what happens if you miss right of this hole. So not a very good option. So definitely always nice if you're having a rough round to be able to look out into the beach. I think it does a great job of calming you down. And I definitely needed to look out there a few times during the round to keep my wits about me. So now I got to roll for a birdie here. And this looked good for a while. I thought it was going to keep coming in and just kind of stop towards the end. So clean that one up for par. So not doing too bad right now, all things considered. Through 4 holes and 1 over. And 194 yards left on this par 3. First shot, 46-degree wedge. It was playing downwind, so it was advisable for me to take a fuller swing so I could get a little more spin on it and get the ball to hold the green a little better. That's kind of what I did. And you see over 10,000 RPMs of spin, and so that's a really good thing when you're hitting downwind to be able to have that much spin on the ball. Because typically the tough part with this green is holding it. You can see that pitch mark right there, and so everything kicks to the right on the screen. So you should aim the left center and let the ball filter down to the center of the green. That's exactly what I did. I thought this was going to be a good putt and just slid by the right side. So another par. And what I noticed there was I think what I have a habit of doing is underreading the break and then pulling the putt to try to compensate for that. So that's something I just now noted that I'm going to have to work on. I might have to do work on that. So, and here you could tell I was trying to keep it down. That was a negative 1.4 degree launch angle that carried almost 210 yards. But again, that's the shot you need to hit into the wind sometimes, especially when it's really howling. Because you can see the spin was only 2,300. Unfortunately, I put it in pretty much the only spot you couldn't put it. This was a horrible spot to be. I hit a really great shot, but the sand at Bandon Dunes, all the courses, you really can't spin it. And it's brutal because the sand's so loose and like just dry, you can't get any kind of hold on the ball. And the green slips away from you in that bunker, so you just, everything works against you there, and it's not a good spot to be. If you're playing this hole, make sure you stay right, or at least stay short of that bunker, because it's not the place to be. You will not make an up and down from there, and you probably won't be able to get down in 3 from there either. So got about 12 feet left here for par. Thought this was in, but really snapped to the right. And that was a very annoying bogey on a very short hole that really should have been a birdie hole, but it definitely had some hidden hazards that I did not account for. Now to hole 7, 2 over, and breaking out the big stick again. I thought this would go a little bit too far left, but once again, the wind, it being downwind, helped me out and kind of knocked the ball down before it could get super far left. And this actually ended up in perfect position here. You can see as I'm walking up, you know, it definitely ran down pretty good. It probably got like at least 40 yards a roll. So the only difficulty here, and something I should have considered, was very downwind off a tight lie, so it'd be very hard to hold the green. So that was definitely made the shot pretty tough. Hit a really good shot here. The ball did carry a little bit too far. If I had known what from my viewpoint, it looked like it was pretty steep, the lead up to the green. So I didn't think I could bounce it into the fairway and have it kick up to the green the way I wanted to. So I tried to fly it there. But upon further looks, when I walked up, I realized it wasn't that bad. So I should have probably bounced it up. And again, another good putt, just not really getting anything to go right now. So somewhat disappointing par from where I was off the tee there. Probably would have been better just to hit an iron, leave myself a full wedge in so I could spin it, but live and you learn. And another back into the wind here with a 2-iron. I pulled this one left, but it was okay, just a little bit into the high grass. So now I have 166 yards with my 9-iron, and definitely not the best lie, but I could definitely get a club on it. And given the fact it was into the wind, this was actually probably a good thing because it would knock the spin off. It didn't really capture any of my numbers, but the spin rate was only like 2,800, so it really flighted well, and it chased up there pretty nicely. And unfortunately, it rolled like almost halfway up the green and then rolled all the way back down. There were a lot of false fronts on this course, which definitely did not make these easier. Once again, you can see the camera being moved by the wind a bit, but pull this one a bit left. It did come back in a bit. Not a terrible chip at all. Gave me about 7 or 8 feet left for par. So just trying to get something going at this point. Again, another putt where I really, and those are the toughest ones mentally to take, especially because if they look good, and you kind of mentally put it in your pocket. Those, when they snap right or snap left at the last second, they're not easy to take. So those are tough. Down hole 9, 4-iron, just trying to get it in play and try to get something going. I'm not really playing terrible, but I'm definitely having trouble finding my rhythm out here. And it's frustrating because when you play great courses, you want to play well. It makes the experience a lot better. And I definitely felt like I was playing well enough to be playing par or better. I just wasn't able to put it together the way I needed to. And so just 115 yards left, and it's a total blind shot. I should have. This is actually a double green. So what I mean by that is there's 2 different greens. They seasonally rotate it. There's one on the lower end and there's one on the upper end. And we played on the upper end one, and I just was on the wrong side of it. So I had a tough shot in there. So I had about 4 feet left here for par, and canned it. So finished the front 9 with 3 over 39. Not the best, not the worst. I'm gonna try to get things going on the back 9 here. And now in hole 10, 158 yards, back into the wind, just trying to keep it down. And I was actually playing through a group here, so I felt like I was kind of rushing a bit. But if you guys ever experienced that, where you're playing through a group and you kind of feel like a little bit of pressure to play quicker and kind of get out of their hair, that's kind of how I felt a little bit. Definitely something I need to work on, just being a little more comfortable on the course, and I'm sure that will continue to get sharper as I play more and more golf. So, and this chip just got knocked down by the wind, stayed way short, and had about 12 feet left here for par. Just trying to save it and keep my score at 3 over. And probably one of the worst putts I hit all day. I don't know why I thought I was going to break that way. Yeah. And I missed that one too. So really, really nasty double. I'm sure the people watching in that group were very impressed with my play there. So now to hole 11, 5 over. And again, off the ocean, so definitely wind will be a factor. So you just got to choke down, take more club, do everything you can to decrease spin loft and decrease club speed. Hit a really beautiful shot here, and was a little high in the spin department, but the angles were very tight, so it didn't move too much at all, and it kicked down nicely. So another really nice view of the ocean there. It's what's incredible to me is to see how there's just no one out there. There's literally no one out there, and we have it's like a 2 or 3 mile strip of the beach totally exclusive to this club, and there's absolutely no one out there. So it's pretty amazing to see that much beach completely unused. And now another misread, I don't know why I thought it would break that way, and kind of squandered another easy birdie opportunity. So got about 4 or 5 feet left here for par, and did knock that one in, so that was good. I kind of studied a little bit as the ball rolled past the hole to try to get a read on that break. Now hole 12, par 5, driver. Hit it pretty good. It was back into the wind, and yes, you saw that right. That's 206 ball speed carrying 268 yards. That just, it's tough out there. You really have to just be on your game, and the wind just never lets up. But that's part of the challenge. I know I talk about the wind a lot, but it is a very significant factor, and it definitely bears repeating. I think it's very important to keep mentioning that factor because it's always affecting the shots, and it's important to learn how to play in it because it's always going to be there when you play golf. So just trying to scoot it up a little bit and got it into a terrible spot here. So it was like about a 30-yard bunker shot, and honestly not a terrible shot. And I know a lot of people dread the bunker shot that's too long to hit an explosion shot but too short to hit a full shot out of the sand. So that 30 to 60 yard range I consider the puke zone, and it's definitely not an easy shot. But my best advice to anyone in that situation, club up. Don't be afraid to hit like an 8 or 7 iron explosion shot out of the bunker because it will go further. And that's kind of my best advice for that. You just kind of got to play it by ear and take a longer club and play it like an explosion shot. And that looked good too, and just, not much going my way at the moment, and that's just how it goes sometimes. But you got to look at the positive side, and there's a lot of beautiful views. So I was really taking that in, and you're getting to play an awesome course, so you can't be too upset or negative about it. And here I kind of tried to play a bit more of a bullet cut, and this was a really good drive. Pulled it a bit, but there was a little bit of room left, so I kind of flirted with the water there, but kept it in play. And really, another really nice view. I've kind of zoomed in on the sand. You could really see how the beach looks out there. Just absolutely gorgeous. And it was really a gorgeous day all around. So now 185 yards left. Second shot, my 7-iron. Again, just trying to choke down and just scoot it up there onto the green. Especially with this rough, you can't really control anything. And this is probably I would consider this my best shot of the day. This was 1,700 RPMs of spin, so it just cut through perfectly and ran all the way up, got into the back tier, which this was probably my best shot all day. Because this was probably the toughest hole in the course because it was playing dead into the wind. So, and that was really, I've really done well to leave myself a 25-footer for birdie. And once again, just a horrendous putt on my part. Just not really able to get a feel for the greens and still trying to figure all that out. But I did clean up my par. So, and that's a view of Old McDonald right there. That's one of the other courses on the Bandon Dunes property. So I thought that'd be pretty cool to show you guys. And on hole 14, par 3. I wish it was a par 5. That'd be great. I could make an eagle. 149 yards left, and just a little wedge in my hand. Really not a great shot here. I left this one out pretty wide right. Got tons of spin on it, so it did kind of hold its flight pretty good. So it didn't go right of the green, but it definitely wasn't a very good shot. I was pretty annoyed myself of how far I left that out to the right. I will say the one thing about the Pacific Dunes golf course is the par 3s are very, very attackable. There's really not too many tough ones. They're very short. If you can figure out the wind, you can definitely do well on them. And unfortunately, I just wasn't doing very good on my accuracy, so kind of wasn't able to attack them the way I wanted to. Now on hole 15, par 5, sound up. So I kind of gave this one the business here. Caught it a little bit high in the face, but it was a really good drive. It's carried about 353, but it definitely rolled out over 400. And you can see as we walk up here, I came so close to getting in this bunker. So that would have sucked. I actually thought it might have been in the bunker as I was walking up. And I saw the ball for the first time. The fairway behind it wasn't very visible, so I actually thought I saw it in the bunker. So luckily that optical illusion was incorrect. So now only 175 yards left, and got a 46-degree wedge, just trying to play a full swing in here so I can hold the green. And this was really, really close to being a disastrous shot because you cannot miss right at this hole because there's a huge false front that'll suck it all the way down to like the bunker down there. And you can see how close I am. Like you can see how everything slides away. Pretty much right. If it's right of me, it's sliding away. And because my caddy was begging for it to stay up because like it was so close to sliding off. And so I finally got a bit of a break. And then the ball stayed on top, so that was good. And now another brilliant putt, 4 feet by, so got this left for birdie. So I knocked that one in. So first birdie of the day, which is great, and back to 4 over. There's another view of the overall property, and just really nice to take in the view as you play this course. My advice, if you guys play this course, just take in as much of it as you can because it's really just a beautiful place to play. And it really is pretty stunning, especially on days like this. Now on hole 16, par 4, 338 yards. And it was downwind, so I hit 4-iron here. And took a huge hop, and it bounded forward to the green. And it rolled just through the green. This ball probably ended up rolling about 330 yards. And hey, you can see as I'm walking up, you can see my ball just a little bit past the pin there. So that was pretty cool to see as I was walking up. But I couldn't putt this because you can see there's a really severe ridge there, and I thought it'd be really tough to hit a good putt. So I flew it just over that ridge. And this is also an awesome shot. If I can learn to hit more shots like this, I'm definitely going to consider pro golf a little more because that's a very professional shot. Choosing that over a putt and just flying it the right distance to make yourself a very easy birdie. So if I can start stringing holes together like that and it can become the norm rather than the exception, then that's kind of when I'm going to start looking more into playing pro golf. So we'll see if that develops more in the future. So now hole 17, 3 over, and just again trying to play one under the wind. Did a great job of keeping the spin down at 3,000. Unfortunately, I did pull it a little bit left, so it caught one of the bunkers, which honestly wasn't a terrible spot to be actually, given the wind and the difficulty of this hole. And hit an okay bunker shot here. Went a little bit past the hole, but that's really all I could do. Just kind of do my best to get it out there. Now I got about 20 feet left here to avoid giving a shot back. And I thought this one looked good, just didn't come back like I thought it would. So dropped a shot there, gave it right back, and now I'm back to 4 over on 18. And I was gonna give this one a rip. It was pretty wide open actually, and it was a bit downwind, so I was gonna really swing hard this one. And yeah, that was really well hit, and carried about 362 yards and bounded forward pretty good. But I was in a bit of a tough spot off the tee here. Kind of got around this bunker, and you can see I'm trying to get the TrackMan there, but I had almost no room. So unfortunately, it didn't really get the numbers on this shot. But I was trying to get to the green with a 9-iron here because I was playing a flyer, and I caught it way off the top of the face, so it went nowhere. But it was a good miss. You know, I would much rather miss short than long if I had the choice. So got about probably 40, 50 yards left here, and the green does slope front to back, so it was very quick. So I tried to really put it high in the air and stop it. And unfortunately, I should have flown a little bit further because it kicked off the downslope pretty severely and ran really far past the hole. You can see how much that slopes back front to back there. So had my putt for birdie, looked good, but I will knock that one in for a 4 over par 76. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.